Well, we've been waiting on this one, and great to have Cal Raleigh with us, the big fella, Mariners catcher. How you doing, man?
Doing great. How are you guys?
I mean, we're great. What could be better? We're a little bummed out. Today's our last day down here. We'd like to kind of do a few more weeks. And
that'd be nice.
I know.
You're going to miss the good weather. You got all the cold and
that's why
windy days.
We're trying to help you out. Try to see if we can do a little better.
38 in the morning yesterday was
a lot.
A little cold.
It was a little chilly. How are you doing? How are you feeling? How's the thumb doing?
It's great. We got the surgery done, right after season, which was kind of a big thing. We didn't want it to linger. And got down here early with the training staff, and they're great. And, we've been rehabbing and making sure everything's good to go, and catching, hitting, everything's been going good.
You're a pretty modest guy, is how you strike me. Not somebody who likes to brag much. How much did it hurt last year? Come on, be honest.
It didn't feel good. I can tell you that.
When doctors always ask you, scale of 1 to 10, how bad is the pain? 10 being the worst. How bad was the pain?
It was pretty bad. It didn't feel good at all. But we kind of managed it. Numbing definitely helped. There's some things that you just couldn't avoid. Like a sinker running to the left. Can't avoid that, and the thumb's gonna kind of wear that. So, but it was worth every second of it. So to clinch, to go to the playoffs, to win in Toronto, the whole thing it was worth it. And I'd do it all over again.
Had you battled an injury like that before?
I had a few in college. I wouldn't say anything that significant, especially that required surgery. But I definitely was going to miss any games, especially down that stretch. So didn't want to.
What's been cool about this week is just about every teammate we've had on, we've all asked the same question. When you're old like Salk and I, and you look back at the 2022 season, what was the moment? What was the moment that jumped out to you? And I think to a man, Cal, just about every one of them, right? I don't think I'm exaggerating here. I think to a man, every one of them said, yeah, Cal's home run. I mean, Logan bragged about jumping over the railing. Like he thought that picture was as cool. Yeah, I mean, he tried to do that.
He said it was sort of his moment.
Trying to say he's kind of athletic in that moment.
Yeah, that's exactly what he tried to say. Like really my moment jumping over the rail was about as cool as Cal shot. But, how often do you relive that moment? Do you think about that moment, or are we on to Cincinnati, as Bill Belichick used to say?
Yeah, I mean, the pro answers say, oh, we moved on to New Year, but at the same time, it's like, how can you not, think about that moment, go back and kind of relive it, and especially with how special it was with, all the fans and my teammates and the whole organization. It was amazing. It was a great night, and, there'd be times where you're just sitting, scrolling on, I don't know, Instagram or whatever, and it pops up, or, something like that, and, but it was super special, and it was an awesome night.
Could you feel that coming?
No, there's no way I could have. There's no way I could have told you that was going to happen, especially after that kind of slow start early in the year, and getting optioned, and it was a crazy year. Talk about from top to the bottom. So
this has to kind of surprise me anyway. But when Brock said we asked all your teammates about their favorite moment from last year, kind of surprised Teoscar said it was Adam Frazier's hit. How much grief has he taken so far this spring?
It's funny, we do a bunch of, we do some cool interviews in the locker room, try to get to know guys, do some kind of fun things in there, kind of lighten the mood, and it seems like almost every guy that goes in there, like, what's your favorite baseball moment? And a lot of guys say popping champagne in Toronto, and I had to agree with them. That was such a special moment, and it's kind of funny. He was on the other side, but we're glad to have him now for sure.
How did that turn happen, Cal? You get sent down, you get optioned down. It was a struggle early, right? And then you really didn't have much time in Tacoma to fix or reevaluate with the injury. You're right back up to Tom. How did that? Now you can look in the rearview mirror a little bit. How did that turn so quickly?
Yeah, I think it was just having a good, tight-knit support staff around me. I think, my dad's a big supporter of mine. He helped me get through a lot of that stuff, and it wasn't easy, getting sent down. The first time, I've really ever been told, you're not good enough. And, you could kind of take it two ways. You can kind of pout or be down on yourself, or you can kind of look yourself in the mirror and, kind of man up and just say, I got to get better. I got to make some adjustments, and, that's what I had to do.
So what does Dad say? You make that call to Dad and let him know.
Is he a coach? Dad a coach?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He coached college for a long time. Played minor league baseball as well.
Yep. So you make that call back home to Dad and say, hey, I'm out of the show right now. I'm heading back down. What was that conversation like?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of feeling down on myself, kind of, pity party, and he wasn't having it. So, I was like all upset and everything, and he wasn't having it. He's like, yeah, you have a job to do. You have to, kind of like you said, look yourself in the mirror, and you got to make some adjustments. And this is just a bump in the road. And he was very positive as well. It wasn't just kind of talking down, but he was very positive and he believed in me. And sometimes out there on the field, you kind of doubt yourself or whatever. And he's definitely my biggest supporter.
Have you ever met Jason Varitek?
I have.
Oh, was there a connection at all? I mean, I watch you play. I grew up in Boston. I can't help but see the comp with Jason Varitek, the build, the switch hitting, the leadership, all of it. I mean, it just feels so natural.
Yeah, he was my favorite player. So I was a diehard Red Sox fan. My dad played in their organization a little bit. He's from Vermont, so, Nesson, it's a big thing. So he was what I wanted to be. He was the captain. He was switch hitting catcher. He had the goatee, like the whole thing, like, everything. And I was a huge fan of his. And actually, a cool story, I got called back up. Chris Negron, our first base coach, he played with him a little bit, and I guess kind of some spring trainings. And, I was always really nervous. I didn't want to go talk to him. I didn't know if he was busy or whatever because he was in the bullpen. And got to meet him, got to talk to him, asked him a few questions. And Negron come back in the last day from the series we had there. He had one of his jerseys hanging up in my locker. He signed it out to me and everything. And it was super cool. And I was, I gave him a big hug after that. I said thank you. So
he's the first guy to win the Little League World Series, College World Series, and the World Series.
Couldn't Fordo do that too?
He may have done it later. Yeah. I think but that's leadership,
pretty,
right? I mean, doesn't that say
it's
something?
It's a winner, and that's what everybody wants to be. I think at the end of the day, individual stats are great and all, but everybody loves a winner and somebody who can help their team and city win games and championships.
How much different is this camp for you after the whole experience of last year? If we were to sit down with you last year and you would have sat here, how much different would it have looked, sounded, felt?
First of all, he already would not have said this many words. We talked to you a year ago or so. There were not this many words out of Cal Raleigh. Let's start there.
You're right.
You're feeling a little more comfortable now.
Well, someone new is here. I mean, let's be clear.
Jeez. All right. Maybe
You
it was
two
me.
were here.
Maybe it was me and Justin. That's possible.
He's a college football fan, so what can I say?
No, I grew up watching him on TVs.
no.
I was huge college game day, ESPN, all the games. Watch every game I could.
Oh, my God. It's going to be like Ryan Garco all over again.
No. So how much different? I mean, do you feel just 1 year ago?
It's a lot different. It's last year we came to camp. It was a shortened camp because of the lockout, and there was 3 catchers, and it was kind of like, all right, whoever does the best, we're going to kind of take that and run with it. And, there really wasn't even a clear winner out of camp. We had to go play in season. And the first 3 games, there's 3 different catchers. So it was a lot different. I was in a lot different kind of mindset. I was trying to win a job. I don't know. And there wasn't really it wasn't a lot of process, here now I can kind of, get my feet wet. I can kind of take some time. I can make sure I'm ready to go, maybe work on a thing or two in the cage, take into the game, see if I like that or, take an approach kind of like that. But, it's kind of night and day, the difference.
What is it like managing and catching this staff?
It's not easy, but it's great. I wouldn't.
Why isn't it easy?
It's never easy managing or leading a staff, so it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters what team you're on or, what kind of guys you have or anything. You got, what do we have, 13 different pitchers, 13 different personalities. So, you got guys who are quiet. You got guys who like to talk. You got guys who, are kind of hardos, need to get going. Guys who kind of need a pat on the butt. So you got so many different personalities you got to deal with. You got to kind of reel some people in and you got to communicate. I think that's the biggest thing. Communicate with the coaches, the pitchers, get on the same page as them and, try to get them to trust you. I think that's the biggest thing. I think that's the biggest thing from last year. This year, actually, if you're talking about camps, last year I think a lot of pitchers didn't know me, didn't really trust me. I think this year a lot of guys trust me.
So what do some of these guys need? What does Logan need? That's your guy. What does Logan need?
Logan, he's a different kind of cat. So he's
oh, I know. He'd be arrested on the street corner doing some of the stuff he does over here. All his weirdo
He looks
movements.
like a psychopath with that medicine ball he has. I'm gonna go take a knife and pop it so he doesn't I don't have to see him with it anymore. So I always make fun for it. But he's awesome. He's one of the most prepared guys I've ever played with. He definitely put in some work this offseason. I mean, he didn't look great today. I mean, but the bullpens he's been throwing, he looks he looks like nails, and we're really excited to see what he can do.
We did a little word association with Robbie Ray, and I'd be kind of curious to do it from your end. Not with all 13 guys. We'll just go the top 6, the 6 starters. So just one word. Yeah, we got just a couple minutes here. Just one word to describe each of them. We'll start with Luis.
One word. That's all I get. Just one.
1, 2, 3, whatever, if there's a phrase.
Luis, okay. Obviously the word would be rock, but if I'm going to get creative, I guess I'd say just stuff. I've never seen a guy who has that kind of stuff and balls that go just 4 different ways. It's amazing. Left, right, up, down. And with him, we game plan with everybody, but with him, it's almost like, does he even need the game plan? Do I really even need to go in and try to game plan? But that's how good he is. Robbie's a horse for sure. He's been in the league. He's been doing it for a long time. He stayed healthy. He knows what it takes to have a great season, stay healthy, kind of lead a staff. And I've learned a lot from him, and he's a lot of fun to catch.
Kind of reminds me of Rip from Yellowstone as I see him around here.
Comp.
Yeah, a little bit.
Love that
Rip.
show.
Logan.
Logan's a dork.
Yep. I think that's what Robbie said.
Yeah.
No, Robbie called him a goober.
Yeah.
Goober. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's pretty good too.
Dork, goober.
Yeah.
George.
Kirby.
George's I'd say he's like a mad scientist. I know it's 2 words, but we'll call it like a hyphenated word.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna switch it up for a moment, just quickly. How, if you, which player on your staff, which pitcher, would you least like to get crossed up with?
I don't know. Luis would be tough. That's
Because of the movement?
Well, yeah, and he's got 2 different 99. So it's like it's not. At least Logan's got 99 or whatever, 98, but it's just the 4 seam. Luis has got 2 different ones. He's got one that goes completely right and one that goes completely up, and
So you got to know.
Yeah,
You got to make sure you're on the same page.
Yeah, that would not be a good.
Munoz.
Munoz would be tough too. That would. Can you imagine him scoring you up right in the chest?
Nope.
No.
I think he'd be down for a few minutes.
Yeah, no kidding. Last thing I wanted to ask you, and I know you're not allowed to bet as a Major League Baseball player, but I'm going to give you an over-under that was suggested to me by one of your teammates. Ty France,
Oh, jeez.
3 steals, over-under.
Under. That's a very confident answer too.
Do you know how many steals he has in his Major League career?
3? 0?
0. He says he's going to get 3 bags this year. Bigger bases?
No shot. No shot.
How many steals do you have in your Major League career?
1.
So you have more steals than Ty
I do.
France.
Yep.
I did. I stole 3rd one time last year against the Padres.
Okay, more steals this year, Cal Raleigh or Ty France?
Cal Raleigh for sure. Ty is definitely. He gets on base and everything. It's great, but I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be stealing any bags
Why
this year.
is he so slow?
I don't know. Maybe when you can hit like that, you don't need to be
Doesn't
fast.
matter.
It don't matter. That guy rakes, and it don't matter.
That's enough instigating. I'm done instigating.
Okay, my last one. Big dumper. You like it?
Love it.
Your mom like it? Is she coming around on it?
She's coming around slowly but surely.
That's got to be tough for a mom.
She never thought her kid would be called Big Dumper. So
You blame Kelnick for this?
he did start it, but at this point, you gotta embrace it and love it, right?
Yep.
Hey, you got to ask him. We have 1 minute. Ask him about the school because you were so impressed with it.
I pulled him aside off the air, and I just said, man, that was one of the coolest things to go to their school. Why'd you do that?
Seeing them do that and chant my name and them watching the game in class and how much it meant to them, I thought it would be really cool to kind of give back. And, that's something that kids, would never forget. I know if I was a kid, if that happened, and I would be through the roof. I'd be so excited and jacked up, and it's always good to give back.
Jason, Veritek came to your school.
That'd be so cool.
Yes.
I might
Awesome.
piss myself.
I'm glad you didn't ask him about getting married. That was good. Nice restraint there, Brock. We're very proud of you.
We're a long way from there.
Yeah, thank you. Cal, great job, man. It's great getting to catch up with you. Continued good luck, man. We're looking forward to watching this year. And Justin is going to try to stay away, although he would really like to be your roommate. We'll just sort of we'll let you
talk
go.
later.
All right, there we go. See you, man. Thanks.
Thanks,
Thank
Cal.
you.